Hey friends, Ben again, reaching out to you because I am getting lots of calls this week, which I love getting, people asking about these fun little things, your property valuation notice. They probably have shown up in your mail this week. Each one looks a little different depending upon the county you're in, but the end result is all the same, and that is that we're all opening them up and being shocked by the increase in value. As a quick background on property taxes here, I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can, but please reach out with any questions. Each county reassesses all of our homes every other year on the odd years. And then, so for this year, we're now 23 here, they are using sales data from June 30th, 22, so last summer, back to early 21. And I believe it's different by each county roughly, but it's roughly 18 months of data that they're using for comps. And if you think that about what was going on then, that was when we were in peak boom time of the COVID crazy real estate market. So yes, all of our values have gone up dramatically. But this is just the first part of what leads to the property taxes. There's actually three components to it. This assessed value is the first one, and this is the one that you can potentially do something about. And we'll talk about that in a second. The second part of how your property taxes are calculated comes from the state government level, and that's where they determine what assessment rate to apply to this assessed value. Lots of assesses in there, but just bear with me. So your county assessor comes up with the value of your home as of this time period. The state then determines what percentage of that is going to be taxed. And without getting into all the politics of it, there was a dramatic change in the ratios or the rates between commercial and residential properties that happened in 2020 because the Gallagher Amendment was effectively voted out. Again, we can talk about that later directly if you'd like. But when that was gone, it allowed the state to change the amount or percentage that they assess of that total assessed value. It's now, you're hearing politicians now claiming credit for giving us a reduction in our property taxes because they're going to drop that rate to 6.7. Again, without getting into all the history and everything behind it, that's actually higher than it had been in the past. But assuming that this House Bill HH passes as it's expected, the assessed value will be 6.7% of that total value you got in your postcard. That's the second step. The third step is then each individual municipality entity, such as the school districts or a water district, or if you live in a metro district, anyone that can have the right to apply mills or mill rate to your property, they determine what their appropriate mill is. Those are all added up, and then the total of that is what that new assessed rate is multiplied by. So if you live in central Denver where there's no or very few metro districts, you're going to probably have a much lower mill rate than someone who lives in a mass development like Highlands Ranch or any of the larger developments like that. So it's a three-step process. I know I'm rambling here. First one is the county assessed values. Second one is what assessment rate the state is going to decide on. Third is what mill rate applies to you. So all three of those components go into calculating our property taxes, which we'll get the bills on late this year that'll be then paid next year. Now, what can you do about it? This little notice probably doesn't show you what comps they use. This is just a summary. But you can go on the website or you can call the county directly and ask to see what comps did you use in determining my value. If you can get those, take a look at them, and then feel free to reach out. Let me know what they are. We can look through them and see if there's something that we can argue in there. Candidly, most people aren't going to be able to really contest much, but every once in a while, they may have used a comp that shouldn't apply to you, or there's some odd circumstance about. Those are the ones that we can talk through. So please get those comps from the county, then give me a call or shoot me an email, and let's talk through it and see what we can do. You have until roughly the end of this month or early part of June to contest anything. Love talking with you guys. Hope this is helpful. Thanks.